3D Bull Skull Acrylic Nail Art Tutorial by Hotpinkzebrapolish.
Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to be showing you a 3D bull skull design that's got some flowers on it, like a little crown. It's very 3D, it's very kind of, I don't know, it's very trendy right now. You see bull skulls and different kinds of skulls on shirt sculptures too, I think. And different things that have kind of stylized skulls on them. So I hope you guys like this video, and if you are in love with it at all and you would like to have it as your own, please put a comment in the description box below because I will be giving it away. The rules for this giveaway is you have to be subscribed to my channel, you have to like this video, and of course you have to comment to be entered. And for this video, for your comment, if you want to comment with any question you've ever been wanting to ask me, Terrell has been wanting to do a Q&A video for a very long time. So I figured this would be a good way to get some questions from you. So anything you can think of, I'm not going to guarantee every question will be answered. I don't know what our time constraints will be, and if you guys ask really weird questions like what my underwear size is, I probably am not going to answer that one. But otherwise, I am fairly much an open book, so comment whatever you have at the top of your head works for me, and I will be giving away and announcing the giveaway winner on the 23rd of July, so 1 week from today, so check back for that, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
I'm going to begin with an overlay of a very light pink acrylic. This is a color that is one that I use fairly often. It's one of my absolute favorites. It's just such a classic pink color. So I'm going to do this extremely thin, thinner than I might normally do my color layers of acrylic because I'm going to do a second color layer. So I want to make sure that that one doesn't get too thick so the whole nail isn't a super bulky mess. So for the second layer, it's going to be just a really nice shimmer acrylic. It's kind of got a pink iridescence to it. And then I'm going to encase the entire nail with a layer of clear acrylic so that it is very strong. That iridescent layer is actually these little glitter flakes that I have. So I take a bit of clear acrylic on my brush and then I dip it into the glitter flakes and then sort of brush it on. So that is how that effect is. That's how I did it. Then I'm going to be filing the nail into shape with my e-file, starting out with a very coarse bit to remove any bulk that there might be. Being careful not to file through the layer of clear into any of those underneath color layers because otherwise it'll make the nail look a little bit uneven, I suppose. So then on a nail form backing, I'm going to sculpt my two horns with gold acrylic, and I have a really nice metallic gold that has a gorgeous sheen to it. That's not like a chrome sheen to it, but just a really nice gold color. So I'm going to make my two horns, make one a righty and one a lefty. Just like that, and then after you have those done and they have fully set, I'm going to glue them onto the nail with just a little drop of nail glue. Nothing too crazy there, so just stick a drop of nail glue down, hold your horn for a couple seconds until it sets up enough that you can let go and it'll stay where you put it. Just like that. And then I'm going to take some white acrylic and I'm going to sculpt my skull. And initially when I was first looking at this design, I was thinking to myself that sculpting a bull skull or a skull in general like this would probably be a little bit of a difficult task, but I really didn't think that it was after I started working on it. The key here is just to kind of do it in layers and in steps. I actually don't think sculpting human skulls is very difficult, and this is very similar. So just white, and you kind of have to carve in the different shapes and crevices and holes where they belong. So I start out by just kind of filling in the gap between the two horns, and I'm going to bring that down and bring in the little eye sockets. So after you have those eye sockets sculpted, you're going to want to take the tip of your brush or a dotting tool or something pokey and just sort of open those eye sockets up a little bit so it looks like they have a nice indent for where the eyeball would be. I'm going to add a little bit more acrylic to the one horn because it was looking like it needed it. Sort of blend out that whole area if you want. And then I'm going to take and kind of work my way down the snout. So I have that bead of acrylic and I'm going to press it up and bring it down. Just like that. Then you're going to want to push in for the little nasal cavities right there, and then look at I would recommend looking at illustrations of bull skulls so that you get really clear pictures of where all of the different grooves are. So again, on a nail form backing, I'm going to be sculpting 5 little leaves, and my little leaves in the end didn't really they kind of got covered up, but I like them anyway, so I'm going to continue to keep them in the instructions. So sculpt your little leaves, very simple little teardrop shapes. Nothing too crazy, and after you have them done this far, let them set up for a couple seconds, 30 seconds to a minute, depending on your acrylic system. That should probably be the right amount. Then I'm using a floss pick, and I dipped the little pokey end into some clear acrylic, and actually I use my brush. I always forget what I use. I have all these different things in there's the floss pick. So use the floss pick to create a nice little center line down the middle of your leaves, and to prevent that sticking problem you saw that I had, if you dip it into some acrylic, it'll keep that from happening. But then pick up your leaves with your brush or whatever you like to use and set them on your bull skull to begin the crown of Flora. So I've got sort of the 4 up on top, and then the 1 that'll go down the center of the forehead right there. They don't have to be perfect or straight or anything like that. This is kind of a really bohemian look, so you want to keep it kind of just loosey-goosey. So then again, on your nail form backing, I sculpted 3 little roses to go onto the crown. So I have, the first one is light pink, same color as my background color. And I have kind of a bar shape and then 3 little circles that I've laid out on the nail form backing that I'm going to let set up for a second. As those are setting up, you can grab rhinestones or do whatever you like, but don't do anything too crazy. Kind of keep an eye on it, because once they start to turn matte, you want to take the belly of your brush and smash them, pat them out. Then using a silicone tool, I'm going to take, I've got the cone-shaped silicone tool, and that bar-shaped piece I'm going to wrap around my silicone tool, just like so. Just that's to create that first little middle section of petals. Then grab your other 3 petals and pick them up one at a time and place them around that first beginning thing. Do all of this on the silicone tool. That makes it actually super easy. If you guys have a silicone tool, it's a great thing to use whenever you can. But then you're going to want to drop that off onto your little bull skull. Mine wanted to stick, you know, story of my life. So just kind of push it off. I used a dotting tool to give it a shove and set that down on your little crown. Take a little bit of clear acrylic or the pink acrylic or whatever color you have on hand and stick it into the center of the flower. That's going to hold that into place, and that's going to get covered up in a minute anyway. I made 2 more roses with a darker kind of a berry pink color. So there was the first one I already dropped off onto the skull. Here's the second one. Same process, exact same process for making the flower as the light pink one. Very quick, easy flowers. These are the easiest flowers in my mind because it's done all at once and it's just wrapped around a little silicone tool. So it's easy peasy. So I got the 1 going up and then I have the 2 going down to make my little flower crown. Then I'm going to do the same thing where I put a little bit of the red or berry color acrylic inside those 2 to kind of hold them down in place. Then I'm going to take some clear acrylic and I'm going to plop a rhinestone into the middle of each flower. I have different colors of rhinestones. I have a little rhinestone set that have all different very complementary toned pastel rhinestones in it. It's one of my favorite things, one of my favorite sets of rhinestones, and I use that. There's multiple sizes in there, so that gives you a lot of options with this kind of a design where you want a mix of things. So after I have those in the middle of my roses, I took some larger ones and I placed them between the roses. So I have 3 of the larger rhinestones and 3 of the smaller rhinestones on this guy. So again, attach those with some clear acrylic. That's going to give you some really nice hold on your rhinestones. So now with some black paint, I'm going to be adding my little outlines here and there on the skull. I did not overdo it. I didn't want to overdo it. I wanted to keep this design kind of simple and, like I said, very bohemian. So there we go. If anybody's wondering, bohemian is actually my I don't know, lineage, I guess you could say, at least for the most part. So this is something that kind of goes with me. My whole family is very, I don't know, tie-dyed, I guess. So then I'm going to be applying some gel sealer over the background to make sure that that shiny layer that I put in there really shows up. It's a great opal color. And then apply some matte top coat over my bull skull. And it's all done. If you guys like this design, definitely give this video a comment so you can be entered in the giveaway. And I'll be answering all of your questions in a video in a week. So definitely come back for that. I'm sure it'll be a blast. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!